Straight ahead on WBKB News at 11, a man is in custody after breaking and entering an unoccupied home this afternoon. Plus, Friends of Rockport and a few other community members helped make watching the meteor shower a fun and exciting success. And the Alpena County Fair continues, and today they celebrated children with Kids Ride Free Day at the fair. We'll have those stories plus your local weather and sports. WBKB News at 11 starts now.
From Rogers City to Tawas City and all points in between, this is Northeast Michigan's award-winning news team. We are your source for news, weather, and sports. We are WBKB News at 11.
Thank you for joining us this evening. I'm Bethany Ricciardi. A man is in custody after the Alpena Police Department were dispatched to the 400 block of Commercial Street around 1 o'clock today. They were responding to a breaking and entering in progress. Officers arrived on scene and found the front door kicked in. Upon entry, they found a 34-year-old white male inside. He was taken into custody for breaking and entering, resisting and obstructing, also violation of several controlled substances. The house was unoccupied at the time of the break-in. Officers later learned that the man also had a valid felony warrant for allegedly killing and the torturing of animals. This was a recent report that was investigated by the Alpena Police Department. Friends of Rockport and the Besser Museum partnered up to hold the statewide park and recreation event, Meteor and S'mores. With a beautiful black sky above them, many gathered to try and catch a glimpse of the meteor showers. There was a high-tech telescope there also, so guests could see some of the different planets and constellations. In addition, Samantha Sampson from Performance Locker held Twilight Yoga on the pier. And at 8 o'clock, there was a pre-show at the Besser Museum, which taught guests what to look for in the night sky. The Alpena Convention and Visitors Bureau also helped out by contributing refreshments and s'mores.
There'll be a bonfire, and it's a really community effort to bring together a very, fun event, a lot of different aspects to it.
Rockport Park is a great place to watch the meteor shower because of its lack of light pollution. The meteor showers become most active after midnight, and guests hope to see between 90 to 100 shooting stars per hour. The event was free from start to finish, but a recreation passport was required to enter Rockport. But if visitors didn't have one, they could purchase one on site for $11. This afternoon, children celebrated Kids Ride Free Day at the Alpena County Fair. The Alpena County Horsemen's Club sponsored a day of fun for the youth that included an appearance from Ronald McDonald, a magic show, and of course, free carnival rides. Starting at noon today, the kids got a chance to ride ponies, monster rides, and enjoyed 3 free shows. Kids Ride Free Day is a dedication for our local youth in the community.
So they wanted to sponsor the Kids Ride Free from 12 until 4 p.m. So we just really appreciate that, and the Fair Board is all about the kids too. I mean, the fair is for kids to learn about animals, to have fun, have a good time, and really learn about the agricultural community and have a great time doing it.
The Alpena County Fair finished the night with a salute to 70s rock at 7 p.m. The Alpena County Sheriff's Office and the Huron Humane Society seized over 80 animals from a Green Township residence on Tuesday. Following through with a tip that they received via Facebook, the Humane Society and the Alpena County Sheriff's Office executed a search warrant in regards to an animal abuse and neglect investigation. The animals seized from the property included dogs, pigs, donkeys, and other livestock. Animal control worker Lexi Kronk says that she believes the owner's pure laziness is to blame for the animals' poor living conditions.
It made me sick to my stomach. It really did, and I know it made everyone else really sick to their stomach. Just how could somebody do this, and how could they do it in this large of numbers? I was relieved that they were, going to better farms and everything, but still just the fact that it had happened was it was unexcusable.
Kronk says that some of the types of neglect they witnessed amongst the animals were ear and eye infections, weight loss, matted hair, large cuts, fleas, and the horses were found standing knee-deep in feces. Anyone who wishes to donate to the care of the animals is urged to contact the Huron Humane Society at 989-356-4794. This investigation is still ongoing. WBKB 11 meteorologist Adam Claybon is here with a first look at the weather. So Adam, I know a lot of people want to see these meteor showers tonight. Are we going to have clear skies?
Well, we'll see a decent amount of clear skies. There will be a few clouds from here to there, but as you mentioned before, we do have the meteor shower happening tonight, and we'll talk more about that coming up here in the broadcast, but it will be a very comfortable evening for us. Not expecting temperatures to drop off too quickly and not going to be too far below our averages. So let's take a look at what happened today, because warmer air was in place. Instead of just the 70s, well, guess what? Here in Alpena, we made it all the way to the 80s at 80 degrees on the dot, slightly above average for this time of the year. Our low was slightly above average as well at 56 degrees this morning. But you can see we were nowhere near our records back in the year of 1947, 97, and back in the years of 1946 and 1979 of 40 degrees. But let's take a look at what's happening right now outside. At 61, partly clear conditions, winds out of the south at 3 miles per hour, and well off to the east, or to the west, sorry, they are seeing a lot more of that warmth. 85 in Bismarck, 80 degrees in Minneapolis. Guess what? That is on its way here as we head into the afternoon tomorrow. We'll be noticing more of the middle 80s, so we'll start to feel more like our summer as opposed to seeing early fall. But here's a look right now currently at the radar. You'll notice that mostly clear conditions are for us for the time being, not even seeing any showers. So for us throughout the evening, we'll notice temperatures not as cool as they were this morning, partly cloudy as we head into the afternoon tomorrow, seeing more of those clouds during the late afternoon and the evening hours before it looks like a chance of rain will arrive as we get later on into tomorrow night and on into Friday. But when exactly will that happen? Well, we'll have that answer as well as a complete look at your 7-day forecast here in a few minutes. Beth?
Thank you so much, Adam. Tuesday night City Council meeting was the place to discuss a number of things, such as grants for future roads and city redevelopment. The city shared that it received grant funding of $300,000 from MDOT to put a connecting gap in the city's truck route located between Miller Street and Long Lake Road, as well as a $40,000 grant from the USDA for the project. The commission also received a draft of redevelopment Ready Communities certification program, which helps communities be prepared for when a developer comes in.
Using that information, basically, we are going to work with that report that they've drafted and try to get more of those categories into the green, and hopefully be as redevelopment ready as we can, and just really make it easy so the developers know what they get when they come in.
This program would make sense for something like the demolition of the old Alpena Power Company on 2nd Avenue, which was announced last month and is being planned out for the near future. Certification can take anywhere from 3 to 18 months. Gas prices spiked suddenly and quickly today for a short period of time due to a problem at the largest oil refinery in the Midwest. Prices went from $2.42 over the weekend all the way up to $3.29 today around noon and back down to $2.69 in the afternoon hours. Drastic prices increase like this have happened in the past, but this is the largest that many in the area have observed. The spike was due to issues with the crude dilution unit at the BP refinery in Whiting, Indiana.
Whiting Refinery supplies much of Michigan as well as much of all the Midwest. So what's happening is that you've got a major supply crunch during summer driving season because they can't produce gasoline at this point.
In other words, with the glitch at the refinery, demand for gasoline is likely to go up, and with supply down, prices increase. McCarthy says hopefully everything will get back in line within a week, but that doesn't mean we won't see any more irregular spikes throughout the week or even after. Alcona Community Schools is launching a project that can help students be more attentive in class. Project Stand Up Alcona is a campaign to raise funds for 9 stand-up desks. The desks provide another way for synthetic movement and comfort for the students. Through various research, this tactic proves that students can be more engaged and possibly enhance participation during class. Last year, Alcona schools implemented yoga balls as an alternative seating, and students enjoyed the idea. Now, the school focuses on the 9 stand-up desks and hope to reach their goal of $2,500.
I want the kids to have the best opportunity for each individual to be engaged in their learning so we can help them graduate and move on to bigger and better things. And if sitting on a yoga ball helps them focus a little bit more, or standing up at a desk rather than sitting down, buys us an extra 10 or 15 minutes of attention, it's well worth the investment.
Donors have already donated a total of $500. If you're interested in donating for the cause, please visit alconaschools.net and click on the link under Project Stand Up Alcona. We will check back in with meteorologist Adam Claiborne a little later for your full weather forecast. Plus, tire chains are recalling nearly 80,000 tires. I'll tell you why when we return here on WBKB News. Thanks for joining us here tonight, everyone. For our state news this evening, presidential candidate Donald Trump was here in Michigan campaigning in Birch Run.
Let's say it's President Trump. Ladies and gentlemen, President of the United States, Donald J. Trump.
The very thought thrilled the capacity crowd in this small town outside of Saginaw, Michigan. Trump's rambling speech, his first since the ratings-shattering Fox debate last week,
Mr. Trump.
hit familiar targets. China.
We owe China $1.4 trillion. Their leaders are so much smarter than ours.
Illegal immigration.
We have to build a wall. The wall.
And former Florida Governor Jeb Bush.
I noticed he's not doing very well in the polls.
More than anything, Trump touched on a theme of turnaround artists for a country this audience seemed to believe needs one.
The American dream is dead, but I'm going to make it bigger and better and stronger than ever before. Okay? Let's say that.
Afterward, Trump told us nothing could stop him, except fickle voters.
The only thing that can really drive me out, if my numbers drop down, I'm a realist. But I don't see that happening.
Nancy French of Saginaw said she was sold.
When you see him, you see the next president of the United States. I do. And not Jeb Bush, not Scott Walker. What's wrong with all those other Republicans?
Like he said, they're 100% controlled.
By what?
Everybody.
At a press conference, Trump again went after Bush, saying he would be a poor job creator.
Jeb Bush will not be able to negotiate against China. Jeb Bush will not be able to negotiate against Mexico.
In your Money Watch, a Department of Transportation report says Spirit Airlines had the worst on-time arrival record last June of any major U.S. airline. The data showed only 50% of the low-cost carriers' flights were on schedule. United Airlines had the second worst on-time rating at 66%. Hawaiian Airlines finished on top with more than 90% of its flights landing without delay. The Discount Tire and America's Tire chains are recalling nearly 80,000 light truck and SUV replacement tires because the tread could come off. The recall affects certain Pathfinder tires made between August 2013 and May 2015. There are no reports of deaths or injuries as a result of the defect. If you need to call Frontier Airlines, it's going to cost you. The Discount Carrier is the latest airline to do away with its toll-free customer service line. The move will save the commercial airline nearly $2 million a year. There is more to come on WBKB News. John Scheidler will be in with the latest news in sports, but first, Adam Claiborne is next with your full weather forecast. Stay tuned. Welcome back, everyone. Meteorologist Adam Claiborne has been keeping an eye on the weather for us. Now, Adam, I know there's still a lot of people out at Rockport trying to see this meteor shower. Are they going to be able to catch anything?
They will see some nice conditions throughout the night. Yes, we will have a few clouds, but for the most part, we are expecting very nice conditions. Temperatures in the 60s, and we should see I said that all that really peak right around, I would say, 2 to 3 a.m. But here's a look at your headlines. Mild overnight for us, a mix of sun and clouds as we go into our Thursday afternoon. And then with the clouds on the way, yeah, rain is also on the way for us as we get into tomorrow night, but then we'll see more of those chances as we go into Friday. Here's a look at your current temperatures in the lower 60s in Harrisville at 63 degrees, 64 down in Tawas at 66 in Miles, 63 in Atlanta, and 65 right now in Onaway. And winds are coming in from the southwest at 5 in Mile, 5 right now in Atlanta, and at 3 miles per hour in Alpena. So not that much wind force. We'll expect these to continue to be below 5 miles per hour throughout the night. And satellite and radar composites showing just a few of those clouds beginning to stream in. And most of these are low clouds, so hopefully we'll get just enough clear skies that we will continue to be able to see that light show for us, or that meteor show as we head into the evening. But off to the north and west, there are more clouds on the way for us, and this is what we'll be noticing as we head into Thursday afternoon. A lot more of these will be in here by, I would say, around maybe 2 to 3 p.m. tomorrow afternoon. Mostly cloudy skies are expected, and then the rain will come in behind that as we go into tomorrow night and also into our Friday. Your Futurecast model throughout the evening for us, clouds will stream in and out as we go in throughout the night, but then as we head into the afternoon on Thursday, there you go. Mostly cloudy conditions. Rain still off to our north and west, but really starts to pick up as we go into tomorrow night. 9 p.m. seeing more of those showers and a few rumbles of thunder. As we head into Friday, well, conditions will remain partly cloudy for us, and also seeing more of the shower activity as we go into the evening hours. 5 to 6 p.m. Another chance of that will be around here before all of that starts to head off to the south and east, and things, they don't cool off for us behind this. We'll continue to see temperatures in the 80s over the next few days, and maybe even the upper 70s for a few of our locations. Tonight, dropping down to 57 degrees, mostly clear to partly cloudy. Winds are expected to be light, and tomorrow, much warmer. Highs in the 80s, 82 in Hillman, well into the 80s in Hubbard Lake at 84 degrees, 82 in Atlanta, 84 in Lincoln, seeing more of the 80s back into Fairview and Mile, 84 in Rose City, 84 in Hale, and seeing the middle 80s in Oscoda and Tawas at 83. Here's a look at your day planner. Starting off at 57 degrees tomorrow morning. We'll top off at 85 heading into the afternoon with more of those clouds. And tomorrow evening, not expecting the 50s. We'll stay into the 60s with that milder air mass in place and a few more clouds. Your 7-day forecast. Friday, we'll see the showers in, maybe even seeing more of them as we head into Thursday night. Saturday, well, it looks like the rain will be gone for us. Slightly cool air, but not that much. Only seeing highs drop back down into the upper 70s for us. Lower 80s as we head into Sunday with lots of sunshine, so the weekend doesn't look to be too bad for us. And as we go into the beginning of next work week, that's when things will start to become a little more seasonal for us, with highs in the middle 70s and lows in the upper 40s and the lower 50s. But as I was talking about before, people are going to be able to head out to Rockport. I know a few people are already out there right now and being able to see that show. The peak time will be right around the 2 to 3 a.m. time frame. So, I mean, if you can stay up and get out there, please do that. And also with the moon phase that we have in place right now, the new moon, that will really cut down on the light interference that should be out there.
Great, good. Yeah, it's beautiful out there right now, so hopefully the weather holds out and you get to see some cool stuff. Now it's time for today's photo of the day. Today's photo was sent in by Sue Kelly.
And she took this photo yesterday from a hill overlooking Camp Grayling at Lake Margaret while she was touring the camp.
It's a beautiful photo, very patriotic and majestic, that's for sure.
Oh, definitely it is.
I love it.
Beautiful.
If you would like to send a photo to us, email it along with a short description to news@wbkb11.com. Coming up on WBKB News, scientists say they may have developed a method that could make nasal spray effective for groups it is not originally approved for. I'll have more details with your Health Watch when we're back. You're watching WBKB News. In national news, many people in Tianjin are in the hospital after a massive explosion took place. Officials have identified the source, but hundreds remain injured.
This view from a high-rise in the industrial city of Tianjin shows a ball of fire growing on the horizon. The flames quickly seem to die down. Then a massive explosion lights up the night sky, ripping through area buildings, sending out powerful shock waves felt several miles away. Authorities say it was equivalent to 21 tons of TNT exploding. Chinese officials say a warehouse filled with hazardous materials is the source of the blast. Security camera video shows one person being tossed by the force of the blast. Cell phone images show people running into the streets, trying to take shelter from flying debris, shards of broken glass and stone. One eyewitness said that the ground was shaking fiercely, glass broke, and everyone started running. Hundreds of injured have streamed into local hospitals.
Officials say they are now monitoring air quality. Tianjin is a major financial center here in northern China. Around 15 million people live there.
In your Health Watch this evening, many younger women may be dealing with pelvic pain that is not being treated. While most women had diagnosed conditions, a National Institute of Health study found nearly 30% had not been diagnosed with any pelvic conditions. Researchers say doctors should ask women if they are having pain, and women should tell their doctors if they are. Trans fats are linked to higher risk of death and heart disease. That's according to a new study in the British Medical Journal. Trans fats are found in margarine, snack foods, and packaged baked goods. The same link was not found for saturated fats, which come from animal products such as butter, milk, meat, and salmon. And scientists at Johns Hopkins say they've developed a method that could help a nasal spray flu vaccine effective for the two groups it's not approved for, children under 2 and adults over 49. Researchers say they are now working with the makers of the flu mist to develop a better vaccine based on the findings. A new vaccine could be available for testing within the year. Sports is coming up next, and John Scheidler is here with a preview of what's ahead. John?
Bethany, in sports, it's all about football. The Lions preseason Thursday. Michigan State is getting ready for their season, and high school two-a-days continue. Today, we shift our focus over to Hillman, where it's a transition year for the Tigers as they try to find a new signal caller. Find out more coming up next in sports. A year ago, spirits were high in Hillman after the Tigers had their best season in 3 years, but with a new year come new challenges and new guys will make things a little tougher. Kyle Logan has more.
In 2014, the Hillman Tigers were a tough team to beat. Beginning the year 7-0, compiling 8 wins and just 2 losses, the Tigers were kings of the North Star Old League. 2015, however, will showcase a new team. Hillman lost 9 players to graduation and will only return 4 starters on both offense and defense. The biggest piece that won't be returning to the Tigers' offense this year is quite possibly the most important piece, the signal caller.
Right now we're looking at 2 sophomores and freshmen taking over the realm on that, but you know, Ty, you can count on his arm and his smarts, and you know, we got some good speed back here, and we got a whole lot of brains with the 3 candidates that we have right now. So, like I said, we'll be starting out young, but we started out young before, so it's nothing real new.
Last year, it was Tyler Jones who led this team, 23 touchdowns, only 10 interceptions. He threw for over 1,500 yards. This year, there's going to be a new man under center and a new man leading this offense.
Right off the bat, even though they're young, they got to control the tempo of the game, and that's, you know, they got to be the drill sergeant out on the field. I mean, if we got whining going on in the huddle, he's got to be the one to grab him by the face mask and tell him to, hey, knock it off, forget that play, use short memory, and let's pick this up and make things happen. And that's what you got to have. You got to have somebody in charge. And being young like that, sometimes we're intimidated talking to the upperclassmen, but you know what, I got their back, and the rest of the team knows that.
For those sophomores, it's big shoes to fill, but they know what it will take to get the job done.
Leadership, keep everyone positive, keep everyone going, and I think we'll make things work.
To lead the team, keep everyone on the same page, and keep them doing their job.
Many changes upcoming for Hillman this year, but one goal will remain the same, to find a way to win. From Tigers 2-at-8 for WBKB Sports, Kyle Logan.
Michigan State is getting ready for their football season in 2015, and the Spartans are hopeful this year's team can be led by its defense like it was last season. A year ago, State had one of, if not the, best defenses in the Big Ten, holding opponents to under 20 points and less than 300 yards per game. Both good enough for top 3 in the conference statistically. Now include the best turnover margin in the Big Ten in preventing teams from converting on third down nearly 70% of the time. It's easy to see how good this defense really is. The D is led by senior captain Shalik Calhoun. Calhoun spoke to reporters during media day saying he's not the only player to keep an eye on this year.
I think a lot of guys can play a lot of different positions, and that strengthens us as a defense. You know, you got to have guys like LT, Lawrence Thomas, who can go out and play defensive end or nose or 3-tech. Guys like Joe Heath can play nose or 3-tech. Guys like Demetrius Cooper who can play boundary or field. Guys like me who, you know, I dabble in the 3-tech, you know, here and there. But I can play both ends, and also if need be, I can go back and play linebacker. You know, there's a lot of guys that can play a lot of different positions, and it makes our game a lot faster when we understand what each other has to be doing.
Calhoun was the Big Ten Defensive Lineman of the Year in 2013, and the Spartans hope he can be that type of player in 2015. The Lions wrapped up their last day of practice before their first preseason game Thursday night against the New York Jets. New York season already experiencing turmoil as their starting quarterback, Geno Smith, recently had his jaw broke after being punched by a teammate who has since been released. All eyes in Michigan will be on the Lions, especially the younger players, for evaluation, and that is the exact plan Jim Caldwell has in mind.
They're all different. They're all at different levels. You know what I mean? Some guys we're going to want to see a little bit more. Some guys we're going to see a little bit less. And we try to tailor it according to what we need to get done. We have to see a lot of the young guys, obviously. I mean, that's what the preseason is for, to develop your own guys, to get them a little bit better and certainly be able to function a little better, but then also to get an opportunity to look at some of the younger guys who we really don't know in game competition. So this is our opportunity to get an opportunity to see what they can do.
The Lions preseason game kicks off Thursday at 7:30. Doesn't look like it will be on local networks here in Alpena, but we'll do our best to have the highlights for you by 11. Go to Kansas City for the Tigers versus Royals. Check out that barbecue. Oh, baby. Start out. Tigers ahead 2-0 in the third. Alcides Escobar ropes one to left center. It's going to roll to the wall. Score Alex Rios, but that's not it. The relay bounces into the stands. Escobar is rewarded home to tie it at 2. Tigers on the comeback trail in the 8th. Bases chucked. Ian Kinsler rides the third baseline. James McCann and Anthony Gose score to tie it at 4. And then Jason Collins hits a grounder to first. Kinsler is going to get home with the nifty tag. And the Tigers just won this one, just going final 7-4. The final. So, Bethany, that's always great. Obviously, Tigers finally get a win after losing 3 in a row.
Awesome.
One quick thing. We were talking about Michigan State. They recently lost linebacker Ed Davis today for the season.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
It is unfortunate, that's for sure.
Well, good luck to them.
Absolutely.
Coming up next on WBKB News, meteorologist Adam Claybon will be back with one last look at the weather.
Okay, welcome back, everyone. Perseid meteor shower will be happening tonight. We'll be expecting temperatures in the 60s for us, so make sure to have a long sleeve shirt on. And here's your 7-day forecast. 85 on Thursday, 80 as we get into Friday with showers on the way for us, and then the weekend looks beautiful.
And that's all the time we have for tonight's show. Be sure to catch Erica Fernandez tomorrow morning at 6:30. Have a great night.